standing up here fully naked but dressed in my typical black and white outfit. Okay, so my name is Maria Seddio, and this is a monologue I wrote back in 2005 called Industrial Accident. So I write monologues as a way to catalyze much bigger conversations and to get people talking about things that are more complex, more difficult. I draw on bits and pieces of my own experience, but mostly on an amalgam of stories that I hear from others. I'm lucky that people trust me with some very special and meaningful stories. So, I am an industrial accident, the consequence of a narrow paradigm, a failed social experiment of the late 20th century, known as the just-for-profit corporation. It is precisely because of this experiment that my feet have become disembodied from the rest of me. And it's no wonder. They have been taking me places where no one should dare to go. Places where more for us and less for you is promoted as an intrinsically good thing or basic birthright rather than institutionalized advantage or the luck of the draw. We call it free enterprise. And anything that supports free enterprise, we have been told, is good for us, except when it isn't. As a kid, I was told by people much bigger than me, people I trusted, and often my parents, who I'm certain were looking out for me. Honey, sooner or later, you're going to find out that nothing in life is free. There's always a cost, some implication, somebody's got to pay. So I started to think about all of this a while ago, because I realized that my body was trying to tell me something if only I would listen. Why have you forsaken us? My DNA seemed to be screaming. Every cell, whoa, 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 Missy, come on. Tune in here. I mean, we are here for you. We've always been here for you. We're the marrow that's coated in your bones, and we're struggling just to keep up. Here we are, the grand sum of your entire ancestral biochemistry, and you expect us to just get on with it? Why is it that you would sell us so short? So anyway, in all this confusion, a kind of yes, no, more or less run for your life, stuck between a hard rock and type of experience in which by the way, all of you might know, after all, we're in this together. Welcome to the New World Economy. But hey, someone's got to go, and through sheer will, like many of you here, I show up. I repel myself right straight into the heart of the volcano, thinking that, well, telling myself that things could change. But really, who am I kidding? Because at this rate, we're just poking around. So my feet are killing me. It's not so much that they hurt, as sometimes they seem foreign to me, disconnected somehow. And worse yet, I'll tell you something that I haven't told many people. My brain is on fire. Oh, I know this to be true. I know it because I feel it, and also because a recent MRI has told me so. Besides, it was further confirmed when my foot reflexologist, you do have a foot reflexologist, I hope. Well, anyway, my foot reflexologist touched the world at the center of my big toe, and when I yelled out, "Whoa, what the heck was that?" he looked up, rather nonchalantly, and confirming what I already know. I mean, how could I not know? He informed me that my brain was on fire. He showed me precisely what he was talking about, pinpointing the relationship between my big toe and my brain, showing me how it's all so interconnected, the indelible imprint that is my brain, the firebrand located dead center in the middle of this world, at the very heart of my big toe. And I had to laugh because I remember taking a yoga class once, and the instructor kept reminding us to pay attention to our feet. Oh, she would tell us, plant your feet as if they grew out of the earth, chiming, if you can't find your way with your big toe, how will you ever find your way in life? Sure. But that's easy for her to say. These feet were made for smashing grapes in the hillside towns of western Sicily. They were made for walking in the olive groves of Frosinone, dancing a tarantella in the heart of the Latina. They were not made for tapping my way through endless meetings where no one is saying anything real, anything that seems to matter at least. No, there is no oxygen there, and my feet know better, and they want to turn and run. There must be some way out of here, said the joker to the thief. Now, those are words like music to my ears, but somehow I ignore them and I stick it out. Tap, 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 go, go, go. Some distorted belief restrains me, convincing me, but not really, that this is the way to change. So my nose gets involved, because something stinks, and my nose just can't fake it. So this nose that was meant to sniff the late summer smells of basil and the burst worthiness of tomatoes ready to be picked just in the nick of time. Instead, too well knows the smell of sweat, the anxiety of a dead-ended ambition as every pore in the room seems to be screaming, how will we make our numbers this quarter? And does this mean we won't be getting our bonus? And just a few of us, far too few of us, but increasingly more of us, glance our eyes wide in the same direction and wonder, is it time to just put it all on the table? And then I say it. I purposely put myself in the line of fire and I ask, can we change the subject and focus on what's really happening here? Because what's really happening here is really important. So I tell them what I think. I think what many of them think, what you may be thinking. And how many times do we have to say this? There is plenty of room for improvement. And this place, well, this place where too few of us are willing to talk, just really stinks. Inevitably, someone looks at me as if I've just grown 4 heads, and then someone else changes the subject. And I think, maybe it's crazy. I should just get the jiggy with it, get on board, while the getting's still good, and create my own little stash. But I can't, so I don't. Hey, it's very hard to escape this comparative hole, this dreadful dream that is somehow going global. The one day you will be all alone, sick and poor, deprived of a true night sky, and everyone else will be in their backyard, watching the sunset and drinking Saint-Domingue and taste testing the local cheese produced by the last living organic farmer in all the Western Hemisphere. So, here I am, trying to figure it out, to wash my brain and quench the thirst of that fire, the fire in my brain. Let me start with some really good vibes, a healthy dose of norepinephrine. That's what will get me going. Connect some words that will make some sense and allow me to take in oxygen, bathe my brain in some sweet serotonin. Because yes, I am an industrial accident, an anthropological mutation, a standard deviation caught in an evolutionary niche we call this moment in time. And this, what can I say about all of this? This is just, well, very tricky business. Wait, because there's one thing that's really important for me to share with you. I don't know about you. It might be true for you all as well. But all I know, all I need to know, and all I want to know is that one September morning, when all in a day's job, they could have trampled each other, lost so many, many more lives in the stampede to get out. In that moment, they worked together and proved Darwin's extraordinarily beautiful theory of environmental interaction, and they took care of each other. All for one and one for all, they helped each other down the stairs and saved countless lives at the cost of so many of their own. That day, a blind man and his dog led his team to safety, nearly 80 floors, Tower 1. At the same time that Fire Marshal Ron Luca and Battalion Chief Oreo Palmer, Tower 2, entered the building in full gear, climbed 78 floors, and were still working on a plan up until the very last minute. And I want to know, don't you want to know, what is at the pulsating heart of that behavior? Because isn't that what we need to be talking about?